each other. Just look at us right now. Destined, we so good right now. Legend, here's to you and I. Raise them to the sky. We put the good in the good in the good life. We put the good in the good in the good life. We put the bad in the past, now we alright.
You know,
We put the good in the good in the good life.
The good
We put
life.
the good in the good in the good
I
life.
said the good
We put
life.
the bad in the past, now we alright.
We alright. The good life.
People, what is going on? Welcome back. Real Tough Talk is back in the building. I mean, it's amazing to be able to say that we're back. I'm excited. I'm upset. A little bittersweet. I don't have my members mark water, but I'm going to have that when the season start. Right now, I'm doing the smoothie. As y'all see, I lost a little weight. Goes to put some pictures up. You know, and I'm down. I'm feeling great about myself. I'm feeling happy. I'm happy at home. Things are great, but I'm more than ecstatic to be back on one of the best touch footballs YouTube shows ever.
And I'm going to tell you right now, you already failed as a host.
Wow.
Because you did not introduce us.
I'm going to introduce us.
You're supposed
but
to do that.
no. I want to let people know how I'm doing, how I'm blessed.
But we don't even
God
know.
is good.
Certain people
all
don't
that
even
stuff.
know who you are
But
yet.
If you didn't know who we are by now, then we haven't been doing something right. We need to talk to our promoting team.
That's true.
I'm Stephen J. This is Ghost. And just to let y'all know, this is the hot touch football YouTube show, Real Tough Talk. That was better.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, regardless of what you say, you're supposed to introduce us first. Then you start explaining how you do
I was just too
it or
excited. We
whatever.
haven't done the show in a while.
I see.
I'm excited. I'm
Or
up. I
it
got energy. I
Or
feel
it could
good.
be that you don't have members mark right there, that your brain ain't functioning the way it used to.
Wait. So you think members mark was hindering me? Listen, we at Real Tough Talk have no control over what's said by Ghost. All right, just let him know his opinions does not reflect Real Tough Talk. Just to let y'all know, we love members mark. The water's excellent. I don't have the water right now because we're gonna have that when the season starts. I'm doing my smoothie thing and I'm feeling good about myself.
Yeah, I see that you're feeling yourself, but that doesn't mean that your brain is functioning yet. And that's why all that talk about, you destroy ghosts all the time. But right now, your brain ain't working, so I want to see how you're going to perform at that quote-unquote high caliber when you're not even functioning right. You can't even introduce the host of the show.
I'm going to look past Ghost's ignorance and his insults,
Okay.
and I'm not going to let it affect me. We're going to get to the real stuff
Of
while
course.
we're here. The new topics coming up on Tough Talk. A lot of segments we got. I'm going to show you some segments right now. You have one, we're talking about Javon leaves 99 Problems, the defending Eastern Conference champs of the UFL. He leaves that team and goes to the YMM team that lost in the first round this season. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the league reigning MVP, Lou, leaving Riot Squad, a team that went to the Final Four to join, you heard it here, IOD. That's the team he signed with. Some of y'all probably know that by now, but we wanted to show it and talk to you about it on the show. Then we're going to talk about various free agents on the show, who's coming in. And another thing we want to talk about is the interview we're going to have with Lou. People say he's a borderline dirty player. I've heard he's a diva.
He was last year's UFL MVP, by the way.
Yes,
so.
he's the reigning UFL MVP.
Yes.
But that's the positive side. On the negative side, some people say he's dirty. Some people say he's a prima donna. I have a few quotes, a few things that his former teammates on Riot Squad have said about him. So that's going to be interesting to talk about. And that's the things we're going to talk about in this show and various other topics. But the main topics we're going to talk about is this. Now, we're going to start on the first thing that we're going to show you right now. Javon leaving 99 Problems and signing with YMM. What do you think about that?
I think that it's a smart move on his part.
What?
If he's looking at his own his own like career, whatever, moving forward, whatever you want to call it, I think that it's a smart move for him, because if you look at his track record in the UFL, and I'm only speaking about UFL in particular.
Right. We only usually talk about UFL stuff.
He's been with 2 quarterbacks that didn't have sufficient numbers.
Wow.
Regularly sufficient numbers.
Wow.
That were, I would say, championship caliber. And don't get me wrong, Casey did help them make it to the championship last year with Javon's help, of course. But I can't say that Casey was the quarterback that threw them into the championship.
Wow. That is blasphemy.
Listen,
what are you
listen
talking about? Do you hear what you're saying?
Listen, let me finish. It's not an attack on KC because, again, we've said time and time again, KC has his own, play style.
Alex Smith style.
Yes. So, again, is he going to put up high numbers and win a game on his own? I don't think so. But that's not his style. He's a time manager. He's a person that spreads the field out. He takes his time.
I'm tired of y'all guys making it seem like a time manager is a bad thing. We're not going to sit down. We're not going to sit down and focus too much on Casey because we're talking about Javon. I'm saying. But I'm tired of y'all guys attacking the guy because he has a style.
I'm not attacking him.
He wins games. Go ahead. Finish your point.
Listen, I was not attacking him. I'm talking about the overall team.
What backs up what you're saying?
All the quarterbacks that made it to the All-Star game.
Okay.
If you look at Spaz, if you look at Ramsey, if you look at
Slasher, and Corey.
And
Corey was a 4 Eastern Conference.
And Corey's a person he's going to play with now.
Right. Those are the 4 Eastern Conference
quarterbacks. And Casey was not one of them.
Okay.
And yes, again, Casey had a successful season, but he was not an all-star quarterback. And Javon pretty much wants to go on a team or play with a quarterback that is a winning quarterback, an all-star quarterback, a quarterback that can carry a team.
Okay.
And I guess he feels like he wants to be a part of that, and Corey to him seems like the perfect match.
What does that got to do with the all-star things because he wasn't on that list? What does that mean?
At the end of the day, the last quarterback that made it to the championship without being on the all-star team was Yomi of Violators, formerly NVR. And that was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
So KC's, is I would say in a league, he's an anomaly. He's not something that's a regular thing. He's not a person that's gonna, this is not something that's gonna happen commonly. So they went to the championship last year. I don't think that Javon was confident in them repeating and going to the championship this year. I don't think that he was confident with this team, and that's why he took his chances, and that's why he's going to YMM. And again, we got to speak to him to find out the exact reasoning behind that, but that is my personal opinion.
Okay. Is it my turn? Do I go?
Go ahead.
Am I up? Now, look at me, camera. Davi and Javon got into a little disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
Javon played with YMM, as far as I know, in City Island. For some reason, they said Davi took that personal because Davi is a very loyal guy or whatever. And Davi is Davi. He's the captain of the team, he's one of the owners of the team. He took it personal. He takes things personal. He figured that they were the one that brought him into the spotlight because I have a statement here, and you can see on the screen. This is a little part of their argument. He's not a loyal dude. Y'all can have him. One thing about me, I don't care how nice you are, you get replaced. I got tricks up my sleeve, watch me. And that's what he put up. And if you can see Javon said, this wasn't even about you. You sound hurt. I don't know why. Here, hold this down. And he's showing the bottle, as you can see. You need it right now. Never was I disloyal. But hey, if you say so. And now Davi comes back and says, you can see, hurt, never, bro. We put you on the mat when everybody was talking ish about you, your game. We gave you a home when nobody did, but it's cool. That's the new generation bunch of followers. So they went back and forth. I don't think it should have went on social media.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But it did. And then, Shannon jumped in and Shannon said, one of his quotes, Shannon said, quote, listen, bro, no big deal. We just move on. If everything goes right, got some new pickups for the UFL. So Shannon's trying to recruit. I think, first of all, Javon, to me, in my opinion, was always looking to jump ship. There is no way you go to a championship with this team and then you let something that Davi said make you decide you want to leave. Now, I heard it got a little more technical. He said a little more disrespectful things. But at the end of the day, the quarterback and the star, which was Shannon, number 3 on votes as far as the MVP, came in 3rd in the MVP voting, wants you back. KC, the quarterback, former comeback player of the year, former most improved player of the year, wants you back, and you decide you don't want to go. Now, I know Javon was a number 2 receiver on 99 Problems. I think he was in number 2 in catches on the team. Touchdowns. You know how many scores he had touchdowns in the regular season? 2. You know how many scores he had last season with 99? 1. He's not a big-time touchdown scorer, which is what you need in UFL.
But I got to
finish.
Okay, go ahead. Because you're bringing up numbers.
He's jumping on YMM. First of all, they lost in the first round to Riot Squad. But this team, after that loss, established that they won in HPU, Coney Island, EHS. Hopefully I'm remembering all of them. They was winning without Javon. Javon jumped on the bandwagon because that's the only way he was going to get invited to the dance. I guess he didn't want to go out and find a date of his own. He just went and found who was standing outside entering, a person who needed somebody to escort him in. He didn't want to do the footwork because he didn't do the footwork for this team. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of 99 to help recruit and get your team better? If he jumped on Carver, people would have said, oh, he want to jump on a bandwagon. Well, right now, YMM is a new Carver. They're winning. And now all of a sudden, you decide to play on this team. Why you didn't play with them last year? You had an opportunity. Last year, 99 was 2-8. They lost in the first round.
The previous season, yes.
This year, this past season, 5-4, and they go to chip, and you decide you want to leave. He was always looking to leave. Stop.
Listen, at the end of the day, there's multiple things. First of all, you mentioned that he only had 2 touchdowns, and with KC and 1 touchdown with Los. But these are 2 quarterbacks, KC, who don't put up regular numbers at all. He don't put up high numbers at all anyway. So I don't expect him to have 8 of the 2 touchdowns per game that KC throws. There was other guys that performed as well that he was able to throw it to.
Do you remember?
Joe came back in the middle of the season. Remember, before when Los was quarterbacking, Joe was Super Joe. He was G.I. Joe. He was everything to that team. Who else was there besides Joe at that season?
Yes, and Javon was not even talked about.
But then again,
and now all of a
sudden
he's a top guy.
But listen, he wasn't talked about because Joe got everything thrown to him. Everything. Joe had 2 guys covered, and he was getting the ball. So again, how can I have a touchdown or 2-3 touchdowns when this guy is getting 3 touchdowns throwing deep to him when he has 3
And what was the excuse with
him?
KC at quarterback?
At the end of the day, they're not a high-scoring team.
Shannon didn't lead the league in touchdowns, but he was number 3 in voting because he did everything for the team.
But that's the difference. If you can't compare Javon to an all-around player like Shannon. So there's no difference.
Okay, so you go to a YMM team that has players like Rico, Santana, Jeremy, Bones, Tim, Ice, Ruben.
Listen, at the end of the
guys that's on this team.
They are.
Josh.
Listen what I'm saying.
Jesse.
But one thing that
these are guys.
Hold on.
You expect the ball more by playing Bones. I didn't even say Bones. And you expect the ball more. You were the number 2 guy on 99's roster. Now you become just a part.
But I'm going to tell you this. And I'm speaking about last season. In terms of attendance from 2 of the receivers, 2 of the guys that played on YMM, Tim and Bones, they were not there a full season.
Right.
They weren't there. Javon is the backup to them. I would say he's a contingency to them.
Okay.
He fits right in because Bones, they use him for the latter half of the season, and so do they do the same with him. So I think that they have Javon there for the games that Bones and Tim are not there. He can fill that spot. He can fill that gap. And there's another thing that we're neglecting to mention. We can't deny that YMM, that team, doesn't have that energy.
Okay.
They don't have they're a young team. They have that energy where people gravitate to them. You know, young players would gravitate to a team like that. They want to be a part of that. There's a movement going on with this team. You want to be a part of that. That's in any league, any sport. When you have a movement like that where you're on fire, you have the attention on you, everybody's looking at you, you want to be a part of that. And it seems like Javon decided that he wants to be a part of that.
He wants to be a follower rather than be a leader on 99, which he was a very important cog. They went to the championship. He made the all-star team. This guy was helping become more of a leader. And I guess sometimes pressure bust pipes. And sometimes you just want quick money. You want it easy. It's easy to go to a team that's already winning. It's already halfway to the finish line than a team that just started out. 99 was on a good road to moving down to win a championship.
And
they didn't play terrible against Super Friends. You know what I mean? A team that beat the 3-time champs Carver. They didn't play terrible. They just they got outplayed. They made a few mistakes. But this team played well. They bumped the IOD. They bumped the Riot Squad. They bumped the Dutchman. But you leave this team to go to YMM? Come on.
Now, I'm going to say this. A lot of people would think of this and mention, you know, that's the Kevin Durant syndrome. You know, that's I
don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same.
But if you look at it like this, it's all on him. He made this decision, so will it pay off for him? We have to wait and see. I'm saying that in terms of what he's looking for, it is a good fit for him.
The bottom line is we're saying the main ace in the hole is Corey.
Yeah.
He feels Corey is a better quarterback than Casey.
Well, that's only
come out and
our
say
opinion. He hasn't said it yet.
Say that Corey gets me the ball where Casey can't.
Yeah.
Corey can put passes in areas that Casey can't. I can respect that.
And the thing about it
you're man enough to leave the team where you build a band of brothers to go to another team, show them the respect to tell them why you really left. Don't use the excuse of saying that because of what David did, I'm leaving. I don't want to hear that. If I recall, this is also Blaze's team. Mm-hmm. And the problem that these guys had when before was he was also speaking to Super Friends about joining their team. So he was looking for a team that was already winning to join. That is the issue. Why David went in. Because he tried to leave. It was rumor that he had talks to Super Friends and Coach Tone while Blaze was there.
Listen, but again, and I'm going to say this. This is coming from, we're talking about a guy who started in the UFL playing with the Black Stallions.
Correct.
A team that had absolutely no chance, and I'm sorry to say, they're no longer in the league, but they had no chance when they were playing. They didn't have a regular quarterback at all. So, you know, Javon came from the bottom, and it seems like when he selected his teams, he started moving up and started moving up and moving up. He wants to win.
Okay.
In any way, shape, or form, he wants to win.
Even if it means selling your soul.
But, again, it's all on if he's able to perform.
Let's see what he does now.
Because if he helps the team win, regardless of the fact, then we have nothing else to say.
We're going to wrap up the segment. As you can see, we both don't agree. We got two different opinions on the move. At the end of the day, it's to see what he can do. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen him play with YMM in other leagues, and the kid is bald. He's made plays, but I've also seen him mess up plays, dropping a big 2-point conversion I saw, dropping a pass that Corey threw.
Well, one thing that we know is that he doesn't have consistent hand.
That's why he cannot be up there with Bones and Tim. He can't.
But that's why he's the contingency.
Well, let's see when he goes from number 2 receiver to number 6 receiver. Let's see how that works. We're going to wrap this segment up. We're going to come to the next segment. That was pretty good. Nice way to start off the show. You got a lot better. I got in the off season. I like the fact that you had your numbers together. That was nice. You wrote them down on a nice little piece of paper. I respect that. I don't think you made any points, but I mean, at the end of the day, you had a
It's
nice,
still
nice
a wait
little,
and see. That's
nice
all
little
I
paper.
like to hear.
We're
That's
gonna
what
wrap
I
this
say.
segment up. We're gonna be right back. Next thing we should be talking about will be the thing that I really want to talk about. Lou, another person that left their team. We're gonna be right back. Real Tough Talk.